Similar to the last video that I did where I ranked the first 6 completed seasons of My Hero Academia and put them on a ranked tier list, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, this time with the Class 1A students. And I'm going to be ranking them as far as their character depth, their development, and everything as a whole. Nothing having really to do with their quirks. That would be another video for another day, but this is just their characters as a whole throughout the progression of the first 6 seasons of My Hero Academia, anime only. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video, guys. And right off the bat, we're going to start with Mina Ashido. Mina Ashido obviously is one of those characters that's kind of like the spunky, vibrant, bubbly character. You know, she's always looking for the positivity and everything. She's a great character. She's kind of an uplifting character. Always trying to, like, you know, get everyone, you know, riled up and kind of get going. Come on, guys, you know, like, let's go. Let's have some fun. You know, that kind of energy, which I like as a character. We see a flashback panel of her in the 4th season during Kirishima flashback, that she was basically one of the students that basically swayed away Gigantomachia at the time, who we didn't know it was Gigantomachia, away from, you know, any kind of dangerous situation, and she was able to kind of hold, collectively be cool and kind of sway that away. Obviously, we know afterwards that she was, you know, scared for her life, in the sense that that's a massive villain, but she was able to handle it in a professional manner, and through that, Kirishima was inspired, you know, to act better as a person and the hero that he wants to be. But she indirectly has helped Kirishima grow as a character too. I would put her personally in the great tier as far as a character. I think she's a great character. I'm not sure where you guys would rank her personally, but I would put her in the great tier. Right after that, we go with Sero. I feel like Sero is kind of just feels like he's there. Yeah, he does play like a key point in the beginning of the work. A great quirk, obviously, that goes without saying. But I feel like as a character, he's kind of just there. I haven't personally seen, and maybe you guys have picked up on it, so you guys gotta let me know, just if you guys have, his reasoning for wanting to become a hero, like what drives him, you know, that kind of stuff. I just feel like he's kind of just there. He kind of just meshes in with the group of his classmates and that Class 1A hero group. So I would personally put him in the alright. He's an alright character. And here's our first big one, Tenya Ida, the class rep of Class 1A. And for going off just the first season, it's kind of just there. A great friend to Deku, Uchako Uraraka. But then in the 2nd season, that's when we really get his reasonings for wanting to become a hero, why he wants to take the name Ingenium, what it means to him, his family, his lineage. We see some of the dark side of him as well, as far as, you know, what happens to his brother with the hero killer stain. That whole entire arc was a masterpiece, in my opinion, and probably one of the more underrated arcs in the My Hero franchise, and for me personally, one of the best ones. And we see more of his character development come out. We see the friendship and the bond between him and Todoroki as well kind of become stronger, and him taking on that lead as far as protecting his class from doing anything reckless, especially Deku, anything reckless, and trying to be that leader for them. So and obviously that kind of progresses throughout, becoming a better leader overall, becoming a better hero, and really living up to the name Ingenium. And I would personally put him under he's a great written character. He is a great written character overall. I feel like just you know what? No, I take that back. I think he's an excellent written character overall. Like from the 2nd season and on, excellent character development, excellent writing for him, and his reasonings and everything about him is just perfect as far as his development has gone. Then we go to Mineta. Mineta is a very controversial character in the My Hero universe, and in the anime world as well. There isn't much to him as far as a character. I mean, his quirk, sticky balls, it kind of just they're sticky based off his mood and how he feels. The longer, I don't know how his mood kind of works, I guess, but the better mood he's in, maybe it sticks longer. I don't know. He does have a pretty it's a pretty good quirk. It's a pretty good quirk when you think of it from a strategic standpoint, but sometimes he's felt like a comedic relief character, but a lot of the times people kind of see him as just like there's no reason for him to be there. We get a little bit of his, like, you know, his motivations towards the latter half of like the 6th season of My Hero Academia, during the Dark Deku arc, the Vigilante Deku arc. He's motivated through Deku, just like a lot of his classmates are. But as far as a character as a whole, his development, it would be so easy to put him under the trash category, which I mean, for all reasons that a lot of people would probably have him at that. I don't necessarily think he's trash per se as a character, though he does have he is a pervert basically, and he does that kind of does get toned down though a little bit. I'm just gonna put him in meh. He's a meh character. Like I'm indifferent. I don't hate him. I don't like him. He's kind of just meh. And then we go to Sato. Sato is a pretty good character as a whole. He has a pretty great quirk. You know, obviously the more sugar he eats, the stronger he becomes. Like, you know, super powerful strength and stuff. I feel like he's a great friend to have. He'll be there to back you up. His character development as a whole we haven't seen much character development from him. I mean, he's kind of just been the same character. You know, he's Sato. He's friendly. He's approachable. He's kind. He's warm-hearted. He's gonna become a great hero. I would just put him under the all right. He's an all right character. We go to Shoji. Shoji is a man of very few words, as we've seen throughout the entirety of the My Hero franchise. He's got a great quirk. He has a very important battle that he goes through in the war arc. The second part of the war arc, the current season that we're on. Obviously, we haven't seen it yet. This is exclusively anime only. But I feel like if we're just talking about the development through the first 6 seasons, that's what I mentioned, it's just anime only. I would say he is an alright character as well. He's a very strong character. He's a very strong. He's going to be a very strong hero, especially, you know, during that third season. You know, basically where he had to basically I repeated that word 3 different times. Pardon me. He fought off Tokiyama when he went berserk. He helped carry Deku. He was a very, very reliable hero. I just feel like there isn't really fully enough that's fleshed out with him currently as far as anime only goes. So I would personally put him in the alright tier. Denki Kaminari. Awesome quirk. I think he's a great character as well. I feel like he's a very reliable character. I don't feel like him as a character is fully fleshed out, but in the moments that he's had throughout the entirety of the seasons, especially like during the war arc, he's been a very, very reliable key component to almost every significant, not super significant, but significant battle, like the early battle stages. I feel like he is a good character. I feel like he's going to be an awesome hero, obviously because of his quirk, but as far as a character and what he wants to do and be as a hero, I feel like I would put him under he's an alright character right now. You know, it's tough. Like, I would want to put him in great, but I don't think he's a great character. If there was a good tier, I would put a good. So let's just put him in alright. He's an alright character. We're almost halfway there, guys. Almost halfway there. Then we go to Momo Yarurozo. We go to Momo. Sorry if I pronounced her name wrong. I'm just going to go with Momo. She's the brains, the strategic brains of the entirety of Class 1A. Her quirk creation, obviously awesome. Her character development has kind of like gotten significantly better. Obviously, in the first season, you kind of just see her as like kind of a know-it-all, I guess. Obviously, she basically got to Class 1A based off recommendations. She was that much of a genius. Comes from a very wealthy family. Amazing quirk, like I just stated. But then, obviously, she has her confidence shattered in the festival in the second season. Second guessing herself, doubting herself. That gets better when she's grouped with Todoroki going up against Aizawa. And her confidence gets restored. She plans ahead. She, in the moment, knows what she has to do. Plans steps ahead of that just in case certain things that she already had planned out fails. She is very quick on the spot. She is a very innovative character. I think I would put her under the great status as well. She's going to be a great leader. And just as Midnight stated, she's going to be an amazing leader to the future group of the heroes. Like, she's going to be that leader that everyone goes to kind of, you know, figure things out. Like, and if she runs her own agency, she's going to be just the top brains of that, and it's going to be one of the top ranked agencies in my opinion. Like, she's that much of a strategic a trump card. Like, she's awesome. She's an amazing character. Tokiyama, Dark Shadow, awesome, amazing quirk. Probably one of my favorite quirks in the Class 1A group. Also, a man of few words, but his quirk is obviously amazing. There isn't much to him as far as the first 2 seasons go. Obviously, he teams up with Midoriya, with Deku. He kind of obviously, we learn about the weaknesses of his quirk. We don't know much about his background. In the 3rd season, we learn now that his Dark Shadow, when it gets overwhelmed by darkness, he loses control of it because he just goes into a rampage mode. And he learns to hone that through working with Hawks during the not the licensing stuff. See, I'm drawing a blank right now. During the work studies and the agencies with Hawks. He learns to hone that, and we see that in the 5th season, 6th season. We see all the work that he's gone through to kind of hone Dark Shadow, make it his own, and not let it overtake him. And I feel like as a character, he's developed good as far as, his quirk goes, as far as his relationships go. He's more interactive with the group. Before, he was kind of just like, minding my own business. But then we kind of see him kind of mesh in better with Class 1A as a whole. So, I would personally put him, like I said, I wish this wasn't all right, but I would put him as an all right character. Awesome, amazing quirk though. Sue, obviously she has a great quirk as well. It's a pretty overpowered quirk when you think about it, like more strategically, and you kind of like dig deeper into what her quirk actually is. It's actually an amazing, like, just like search up her quirk as a whole and like how crazy her quirk actually is. I would personally, put her development throughout the entirety of the seasons, from season 1 through 6. She was obviously a very approachable person. She basically made contact with everyone very early on in the 2nd season. I think in the 3rd season, she kind of fell off for the things that she said. Like if they went after Bakugo to go save him, they're no different than villains. The way her choice of words, obviously, she has a very strong keyhold of her friendships and wanting to maintain those friendships, and obviously that's very important to her and protecting that. And I think as a character, she's developed as far as strengthening those bonds with her classmates, with her specific trio, Uraraka, Deku. I think that's kind of her closest group of friends. More Uraraka, that's her BF, and I feel like that's gotten stronger and understanding. I think she knows secrets from Uraraka that Uraraka has confided with her, that she just picks up on, because she has great intuition. And I feel like as a character, I think she's a great. I want to put her under the great character tier as well. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put her under the great. I think she's a great character. She's a great stable for everyone in Class 1A. And then we get to Kirishima, Red Riot, the Red Riot hero, Kirishima. I think the way he acted, as far as being a man, and that's not manly, like kind of trying to be like the lead, that all stems from some early childhood trauma about what happened when, obviously, this goes and correlates to Mina, as far as Gigantomachia, and then him basically freezing in fear, not doing anything, and obviously him wanting to change for the better and wanting to become the hero that his idol was. Obviously, dyeing his hair red. Mina only knowing the reason why he did that, obviously, like keeping that secret between them two. Like they formed that bond before even getting into UA, so they already had that bond to begin with that we didn't know about until those later seasons. And I feel like his reasonings for wanting to become a hero, being strong, wanting to put himself in the middle of everything, like his progression as far as risking his life for his friends, for the people, for becoming that hero that he wants to become, that he idolized growing up. I think he's a great character. He's a great fold. He's one of the first ones that was able to befriend Kacchan, and the one that was kind of able to kind of get to Kacchan as far as like a friendship goes, and establishing like a certain level of respect, a certain medium level of respect. So I would put him under the great category. Oh man, Ayama. Ayama. We find out obviously Ayama, like, there's a lot of Easter eggs. Like, if you rewatch the entirety of the My Hero seasons, there's a lot of Easter eggs that are going to answer a lot of the questions that we obviously, like, kind of were wondering when everything developed as far as the current season goes in season 7. As to, like, you know, him dropping little Easter eggs, like, during the first season. That's a pure example, you know, that the first run-in with the villains, like, you know where I was at? Where? It's a secret. Like, just little drops of Easter eggs that were kind of put throughout. In the third season, in the training arc when they were in the forest, he was nowhere to be seen. Only in a very glimpse he was there. Like, it. For those of you that are already watching the 7th season, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just it was all there. It was all there. Especially, like, him trying to build a better relationship with Izuku, with Deku. There's part of it that you know why he was trying to do that, and the other part is, like, the quirk that he has. It's not compatible with his body. That's why he has to wear the belt. That's why every time he uses his laser beams, he gets a tummy ache, because it's putting out too much output for his physical body to handle. Same thing with Deku with One For All. When he first inherited it, it was just too much maximum output for his body to kind of, like, deal with. So his body was constantly breaking down. Obviously, when he was using it at full capacity, he was breaking his limbs, his bones, everything. Obviously, Deku learned to hone that into a certain percentage, but Ayama kind of felt connected to Deku in that way. As far as the character, he's kind of just there throughout the entirety of the season. Obviously, in the 7th season, it's a big role that he plays. But first 6 seasons, I think he's an alright character. He's an alright character. Now, you know what? He does have little moments here and there. I don't want to put him necessarily... You know... Yeah, he's an alright character. He's an alright character. I don't want to put him in meh, because he's not a meh character. Like, there is significant roles that he plays. And then we go with Hagakure. There isn't much, obviously, with Hagakure. Obviously, her quirk's invisibility. And she has a pretty cool, nifty, like... quirk ability that she has, you know, the reflector that kind of blinds people, or has like a blinding light, which is very strategic in battle. I would see there isn't much to kind of mesh with her as far as her character goes. Like I said, 7th season, bigger role. First 6 seasons, I don't want to do this, but I would put her in the meh category. I mean, for now, she's in the meh category. She's just kind of there. She's just kind of there. She's kind of just, at some point, she kind of just felt like a comedic character, you know, like, we don't know exactly where she was during certain points. Because obviously the pun is that she's invisible, but I would just put her under the meh category. Then we go with Jiro. Jiro's a pretty interesting character. We learn a lot about her background as far as, you know, music, her parents being musicians, and obviously her having her quirk is pretty. She has a pretty amazing quirk. It's kind of like spy tech. She can listen in on conversations from a certain radius. She can amplify power through sound waves. She's obviously her quirk's amazing. Her character as a whole, and obviously motivated through a lot of what Class 1A wants to do, and obviously finding her calling as a hero. We see that meshed out more in the 4th season as far as her background goes a little bit, and what her motivations and why she wants to become a hero, and why she wants to do great things with her quirk. I think she's an I would put her under the I think, honestly, like, this may turn a lot of heads, because I feel like to a lot of people she's kind of just there, but I think she's a great character. I honestly think she's a great character, and you're about to see a lot of the reasons why once you guys catch up with the 7th season, and obviously, you know, if you guys ever do read the manga, why I think she's a great character. Even through, I'm not even basing this off the 7th season or the manga, but this is me personally. The first 6 seasons, I've always been drawn to her as a character. Like, she's always kind of like, for me, like, I've always been like, you know, she's a pretty cool character. She's great. So I would put her into the great category. And then we go to Ojiro. Hope I pronounced that right. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it right. See, he's kind of just there. He's kind of just... I think his quirk is good. It's very power-based, obviously. And obviously, he's very maneuverable. maneuverable. I don't even know if that came out right, but he's it comes in very handy when he's moving around in like tight spaces, being able to kind of maneuver from one place to another. It's got a good power. It's got, strength. His tail. I wouldn't put him much above. Honestly, I feel like it's the same thing with Mineta and Hagakure. I think he's just kind of there as a character. He's been in certain situations, where his quirk has somewhat come in handy personally. But in my personal opinion, I would just say he's kind of just there. He's kind of just there as a character. So I'm going to put him under the Meg category. And this one's going to be easy too. Same thing with Koda. He comes out of his shell. He was very mute. But he does come out of his shell during the practical exams with the teachers. He does come out of his shell, obviously protecting Jiro. But after that, there isn't much. We learn that what his quirk is. Obviously, it's a pretty cool quirk. He just talks to insects, animals, anything. They all listen to him based off his command. He can create distractions. He can create diversions. He can create. He can have like maybe a grizzly bear attack. Attack whatever villain he's going up against. But as a character, there isn't really much that he offers fully. Me personally, I think he's kind of just there too as a character. Unfortunately, because I like sweet character, but I would put him under the Meg category as well. Shoto Todoroki, or as Endeavor would say, Shoto. Very, very complex, in-depth character. In the first season, he's very mute. He kind of looks like Cyborg from Teen Titans in the beginning. The way he kind of just had his his other side covered up with ice, which is his I think he had his fire side covered up on purpose. In that beginning, we had no idea why, but then we find out later, obviously, the reasons. He's a very complex character. We learn his background with, man, if I could do a whole video on Todoroki and the Endeavor and not the Endeavor and the Todoroki family and the lineage, man, that would be such a long video. And it could be another video for another day. That's a great video topic idea right on the spot. So be on the lookout for that video. But it's just a very complex character. We learn about the background as to why he was born, why he has that scar, why he won't use his fire quirk, his relationship with his father, his siblings. We learn all of that throughout the first part of the second season with the school festival arc, and Deku basically telling him, like, it's your quirk, like, it's yours, like, it's not his quirk, like, this is your own quirk, make it what you want it to be. Obviously, he grew up the same way as a lot of young heroes grew up, idolizing All Might and wanting to become that kind of hero. And so he eventually pulls out that fire quirk. Epic battle, epic season. I love that battle between Deku and Todoroki. But as the seasons progress, third, fourth, we get even during the Hero Killer Stain arc, the friendships forge even deeper and deeper in the connections as well. He eventually goes to his father's agency, wants to learn from him. Like, you can tell in real time that their relationship is slowly mending. I can go on. He's an excellent character. He's a very excellent, well-written character without any shadow of a doubt. We can go way more in depth with that. But Izuku Midoriya, Deku, One for All. Excellent character. I don't want to go too much because, like I said, that could be another video for another day. But he's an excellent character, from being quirkless to having one of the most powerful quirks in the history of that universe. Why he has the quirk, why he has to basically inherit that power. His idolization of All Might, learning to hone the quirk, his battle strategy. Even before receiving a quirk, he had a notebook of every single hero and their weaknesses, their strengths, who they're better meshed with, tag teaming with, like all that stuff. Like, he was always a very strategic, intelligent battle character, and his development as far as his relationships with everyone kind of like wanting to be the kind of hero that Deku is, kind of like getting motivated through Deku. Obviously, in the sixth season, during that Vigilante Deku arc, a lot of his stuff changed because of everything that's happening, and him not wanting to get his friends involved. Obviously, it comes from a good place, but he was just wanting to kind of deal with everything and the burden on his own. But as far as his character being fleshed out, I think it's beautiful. Some people could argue he cries too much. He cries a lot. Well, yeah, he's a teenage kid that's basically was handed the most powerful quirk, and he has a destiny of fighting the second most, or if not the most powerful quirk the biggest evil in the world, dealing with maybe his friends dying or his loved ones, the world as a whole. Like, it's a lot to intake for a teenager. You got to understand, they're teenagers. They're still kids in high school. Like, a lot of times people forget, even people that are watching, it's been even shown in the anime that you forget they're just kids dealing with a lot of the stuff they shouldn't be dealing with right now because of obviously the way the world is in the My Hero world currently. So great, excellent character. He's an awesome, excellent character. I love Deku. He's one of my favorite anime characters, like, as a whole, as far as anime goes. So he's gonna go under the excellent tier. Uraraka, she's a great fold to Deku. Obviously we know the feeling she has for him, obviously, from very early on. But her reasonings for wanting to become a hero, obviously wanting to help her mom and dad, and obviously wanting to help people around her, the complex relationship she has with Toga, and at first not fully understanding exactly why Toga said those things to her, and obviously the way she responded, but now fully, like, kind of comprehending certain things about that relationship, things around her, her friendships with Sue, with obviously the big three, Nejire, her involvement in the Hasaikai arc in season 4. I think she's a great character. She's a great character with an amazing quirk. Yeah, Uraraka's awesome. Katsuki Bakugo, saving the most explosive character for last. If we're basing this solely off the first couple seasons, like even the first 2 or 3 seasons, he would be under the trash character. Like, he's like the inferiority complex that he has over Deku from a very young age, and obviously always being told that he was awesome, that he was this, that he was that. Never getting no as an answer, never getting told anything negative, obviously helped kind of mold him into the kind of person that we see in the first couple seasons. And then Deku getting the quirk, obviously the inferiority complex even growing and looming even deeper, the strong resentment, just a lot of build-up stuff. Like, yeah, like bad, trash character, honestly. Like, it was a very annoying why he was constantly bullying Deku, and everyone in class when they was pointing that out too. Like, bro, like, chill out. But then his character kind of gets meshed out very nicely as the seasons progress, changing his perspective, obviously knowing that the secret between him and All Might, being able to communicate with Deku better, still in his own, like, little, hazing way, but being able to fully have conversations with Deku, with All Might, not pushing aside his class, going off teamwork, more comrade based stuff, like, like, these are my comrades, these are my friends, like, he doesn't openly say it, but wanting to basically, he's changing for the better. His perspective, to slurring my words, his perspective has changed overall as far as the kind of hero that he wants to become and who he wants to be, and that has meshed out beautifully throughout the 4th, 5th, and entering the 6th season, especially with the the full-on apology he gave to Deku in the 6th season. That was just beautiful. Like, a lot of people would say, like, that to them that isn't enough to fully forgive him for all the stuff that he put Deku through, but it's a step in the right direction. It's similar to Endeavor. Like I said, those are videos for other days, ranking the pro heroes, but it's a step in the right direction. He's making amends, he's atoning, and it's good to see his perspective overall change from what he was in the first 3 seasons, even from the 4th season and on. Like, it's meshed out perfectly. In that sense, I would put him under the excellent. Controversial, yeah, because I think a lot of people would put him under trash just overall, or even, like, not even near the great, but I think his development as a whole has put him and earned him, for me to put him in that excellent tier. So that's it for Class 1A tier ranking. Sorry, the video went a little longer again. I'm trying to kind of shorten these videos, but I guess I just keep mumbling. I'm kind of like Deku when he's kind of just mumbling out loud, and he kind of just goes on a long tangent. But that is my Class 1A ranking tier as far as characters go, as far as their character development and who they are as a character, not their quirk, just who they are as a character as a whole. If you guys haven't checked out my first video on the first 6 seasons, I'm going to pin that in the comment section below, so make sure you check that video out as well as this video. So until the next video, I'll see you guys next time.